she faced down the enemy. She helped turn the tide of war. She provided the firepower for freedom. She is the largest, most decorated battleship in the history of the United States. She is the Battleship New Jersey.
The Battleship New Jersey Museum is probably one of the most unique experiences in the world. You walk through history. The battleship itself has become a living and breathing entity again, where one can understand what it was like for the veterans of this ship to protect our country's freedoms.
11 stories high, nearly 3 football fields long, her towering presence in the port of Camden, New Jersey, directly across from Philadelphia, is a beacon that draws 250,000 visitors each year.
Every time I go down there, it's awesome. I brought my granddaughter down the other night. She was only 9 years old. And she says, Pop, you were on that ship? She was just fascinated by it.
The museum's current success is part of a long history of accomplishment.
This is the most decorated battleship in the United States history, and it didn't get that from sitting on the sidelines. It got that, it earned them in battle.
The talk in the town is the best ship in the United States fleet.
The USS New Jersey was launched in December 1942. During World War II, she pushed back the enemy and helped secure democracy in the Pacific and for the world. In Korea and Vietnam, the New Jersey was once again a force for liberty.
North at 15, United.
And in the 1980s, after the bombing of the Marine barracks in Beirut, she targeted the terrorists responsible.
The pride of being on it was great. I mean, this ship was a lifesaver to a lot of men over there, and it was great being on it.
Through 50 years of service, the Battleship New Jersey was successful in every mission. She finally came home to New Jersey to serve one last time as a living memorial.
The Battleship New Jersey is not just about preserving a ship. It's about preserving the memory of 55,000 veterans.
Unfortunately, much of her past is stored in the very heart of the ship, which is still closed to the public.
When I brought my family aboard, they wanted to know where I slept. And I told them that that was off limits. I could not show them there. And they wanted to know where I worked. And I says, Broadway is off limits. Nobody can go down Broadway. And they're very disappointed.
People now who visit see maybe 30–40% of the ship in its entirety. We want to do more than that. We want them to see the whole museum someday. And the Below Decks tour, it's really opening up the heart of the ship.
The Below Decks tour just has to get open. That has to be shared with the public. Just to imagine that you haven't been on here and you served on here 50, 60 years ago, and you can go down and say, hey, tell your kids. There's just so many things down there that are going to bring back so many memories, and it's going to be, to the public, wow. It's going to be a real wow when they go down there.
To open up any area on this ship requires a massive effort in terms of both time and financial resources.
Donations that we hope are forthcoming from all around this country and maybe even beyond will really go to a very, very good effort. We need the public's help. We need it to preserve this battleship, this icon of our country, in a way that really dignifies and honors those who've served.
Whatever it was called on to do, it fought successfully. And it makes you proud to be an American.
The men and women and ships like this are what gave you the freedoms you have today.
Capturing that piece of history, that emotion, that fight for our country, for our freedom, for our children, that's really important.
Now, our call to duty is to keep her story alive for future generations.
It's well worth it, because you're keeping history alive, and that's what it's all about. Because there's not too many of us left around.
It's about understanding American history and what we as Americans have had to do and sacrifice so that we remain a free society.